Alright, welcome everyone back to game 2. So today we have once again the UGC Tiller 2 League Season 4. This is the Asian Iron Playoffs. This is the quarterfinals. We have Regum versus XTRUDE 3. XTRUDE 3 took game 1. And now we're back with game 2 in the banning phase. And so, quick introduction once again. My name is BouNcYToufU. I'll be your caster today for the whole series. Hopefully we get a game 3. It's always more entertaining when we get to watch more games. You can see my username on the top right corner. You can find me on Facebook, Twitch TV, Twitter, and all those kind of stuff. I do cast for other leagues as well. You do see me casting Tuesday nights on the Western Dota 2 League, and that's California nighttime, 6 p.m. Or if you're on the eastern side, that's 9 p.m. on the eastern side. If you're in Malaysia or the Southeast Asia region, that's, I believe, I don't know, that's 12 in the afternoon. It's not too bad. You can sorry, that's 9 in the morning, so you could try to watch that. And then there's Thursday night on the Amateur Dota 2 League, and that's also a North American league and also an EU league. The EU league plays at 11 a.m. PST. And then I cast for UGC as well. I also cast for a Malaysia tournament, AVF Dota 2 tournament, but that's a like one-time thing, and it happens. I'm not too sure how often they have the tournament, but anyway, if you have any tournament that you're interested to have a caster or anything, you could email me at BouNcYToufU@gmail.com as well. It's same, everything's BouNcYToufU. Makes things easy for people who wants to find me on social media or contact me. Anyway, we'll jump right into the game, and first banning phase is over. XTRUDE will be able to pick up the Earthshaker this time around, but we will have a very similar ban coming up, but this time switching the Queen of Pain for the Lashrak. They do ban out the Lashrak, and from my experience of just casting and watching games in general, the Lashrak is definitely more scary than the Queen of Pain. The Queen of Pain is actually fairly easy to shut down, and I think a lot of the pro teams and higher tier teams are actually realizing this right now, so they don't put too much effort into banning Queen of Pain, though we still see being banned out pretty often. But nowadays heroes like Bloodseeker, for example, replaces the Queen of Pain in the first phase banning. Undying sometimes manages to get himself through too, but usually when he goes through, he really just stomps right through everyone, and then the next game you will see Undying being banned. So that's one of those kind of situation. And Gyrocopter is actually one of also a very focused banned hero. Somehow we got through the first banning phase in the first game, got all the way to the last pick actually, and it looks like it survived the first banning phase this time too. And Gyrocopter is much harder to shut down, though sometimes I feel that picking up the Gyrocopter at first pick isn't exactly a very good pick as well. Gyrocopter relies on your opponent having very squishy heroes. I remember which game that, I can't remember what game that was, but basically it was a Gyrocopter fighting into a DK Centaur Warrunner as a first position core, DK as a mid, and a Clockwork, I believe, as an off lane. Sorry, a Tidehunter as an off lane. And then they have two pretty tanky supports. They have a Dazzle and a Punch as a support, yeah. So that's the kind of lineup that your Gyrocopter will be almost completely useless, because your Flag Cannon can't do anything. It won't be able to actually shoot the supports down in general. Like what happened in the last game, you have Invoker, you have Lion, and just by using Flag Cannons, you just need to shoot Juggernaut, and Invoker and Lion will just die by the side. But anyway, XTRUDE will pick up their second support in the form of the Dazzle, and Regum will also pick up their second support in the form of a Vengeful Spirit after the first Lion pick, and they will immediately bang up the Queen of Pain. Not something they want to deal with. It's very, very annoying. Disabers Earthshaker's Bling for a really, really long time, and that's probably one reason why Queen of Pain is one of the more prominent heroes right now. It disabers Bling Dagger for so long, and that makes it really, really annoying for anyone who relies a lot on the Bling Dagger to be very, very effective. We'll now continue in the banning phase and see where these heroes are interested to, what these two teams are interested to do with. The losers of this series will of course be eliminated, and the winners will progress to the semifinals. They will play White Hand Gaming next week, and At least that's what I've been informed. Whitehead Gaming opponents has forfeited their match, so they will progress. And I'm not too sure about the other side of the semifinals and how it's going. But Shadow Fiend will be banned out by Regum.
5 seconds remaining.
And now Gyrocopter banned out by XTRUDE themselves actually. And of course the Dazzle and the Earthshaker are pretty squishy heroes, so they don't want to deal with it. Though Dazzle with the heal and Shadowgrave would be actually pretty okay. Not something you're too worried about. But a little bit lacked of lockdown so far. We still able to see something, maybe like a Sven coming up, Sven and Ducksteer coming up from either team. Especially XTRUDE. The Ducksteer just set up the Echo Slam pretty well. But once again, Sven isn't exactly the hero you pick up very early in game as well. You usually pick it in the 4th or maybe 5th pick as a surprise pick. Though Ducksteer as the 5th pick is much better. And sadly, Ducksteer is also, once people see your first 4 pick, Ducksteer is also one of those pick that gets banned out very obviously in the final banning phase. Regum actually taking a sufficient amount of time thinking about his 3rd pick, a very key pick in the picking order. And they will pick up the Axe, hero that deals with the Dazzle Shadowgrave really well. And I wouldn't say it deals with Earthshaker very well. Earthshaker can't annoy him too much with in the early game if he goes lane cutting. But in general, XTRUDE will respond with a Zeus pickup very quickly just to deal with the Axe, and that's a very good hero to deal with the Axe. We're now going to the 4th pick.
Seconds remaining.
We'll see how they deal with this. They do have 4 pretty squishy heroes in general.
5 seconds remaining.
And if you want to be greedy, an Exort Invoker might actually work out pretty well. Though at the same time, being an Exort Invoker, you probably will not have the regen to deal with the burst, and a Razor will be picked up to deal with all the targeted damage. So the X pick was a pretty good pick to bait out the Zeus mid and then go into a Razor to deal with the Zeus mid. Though now they're probably gonna lane the Zeus. You could potentially lane the Zeus with the Earthshaker and the Dazzle in your tri lane, but you're going similar to the last game that Reagan played, the Juggernaut, Earthshaker and Lion. The problem with that lineup was that it's actually a very strong lineup. The issue was that they did not hunt enough, they did not behave aggressive enough, and it is of course very difficult to be aggressive against a Gyrocopter. You overextend a little bit, you eat a full rocket barrage and you die. It's just simple as that. You just die. Right now, we'll see how XTRUDE reacts to this Razor pick. The Razor pick definitely limits a lot of mid heroes. Heroes like OD or even what's his name? Viper are pretty much just taken out of the equations. They do really badly against Razor. And Viper is one of those heroes that really needs to chase your opponent down, and every time you drop your ultimate on Razor you get purged. So it's pretty much very annoying. And actually it's now taking up a lot of their reserved time to look into this and how they want to counter this Razor pick. It could go for okay, probably not. I was thinking to go into a Husker, but the problem is you have a Vengeful Spirit, you have an Axe, which all deals a lot of physical damage, and obviously Razor deals physical damage as well. And you could see the idea of the lineup. You have the extra damage from the Vengeance Aura, and then you have the negative armor. And all these heroes deals physical damage. Spin is physical damage. Counter Helix, is physical damage. And then you have the Eye of the Storm, which is also physical damage. This is magical though. And this is magical as well, right? Yeah, this is magical. And this is magical. So They do have substantial amount of pick-off magical burst and a good amount of physical damage as well. They will pick up the Phantom Lancer.
5 seconds remaining.
That's the hero that's probably gonna make X spin like crazy though.
Reserve time.
We'll go into the final pick as well. Finally, they ban out the Viper.
Radiant team.
Okay, I guess they would be worried about the Viper on the aggressive tri-lane instead of mid, and that might be a problem. If Viper gets fat, the Razor would not be able to deal with it as well. So, and they probably also realize that the XTRUDE cannot lane the Zeus against the Razor, so they're gonna try to pick something else up. What is a mid hero that deals with Razor pretty well? I can't exactly think of any. Puck does pretty well, I guess, because Puck doesn't have any target point damage spells, and they will actually ban out the Tinker themselves, so they do see the Razor more as a safe lane hero than anything. I personally do not like the Razor in the safe lane in a tri-lane situation because the Razor does not provide too much aggression in the game. Oh wow, they will pick up the OD. Even with the Zeus and Dazzle, Zeus especially, they will actually pick up the OD, which is pretty surprising. But we'll see how this goes. Zeus does OD and Zeus goes hand in hand pretty well, and just really see who executes well and dodges well. OD has the slight upper hand, of course, being able to just eat up a lot of intelligence from the Zeus. But XTRUDE may just respond by sending the Zeus away from the mid, and I believe they had the intention to do so anyway with the Razor pick. Actually, they looks like they will be sending the Zeus mid, and Tidehunter will be picked up for the offlaner, and Hwanil will bring the Phantom Lancer to the safe lane. Lulu and Shin on the support Earthshaker and Dazzle, E respectively. Papadam back on the middle, Zeus. And we will have Nat on the offlane, Tidehunter. So right now over here, we do have Random on the Vengeful Spirit, Dead Hyperaxe on the Lion, She on the Razor, Marcus on the offlane X, and going mid will be Superstar on the Outward Devourer. And once again, to anyone who have just tuned in, this is the UGC League, Dota 2 League, Season 4. This is the Asia Iron Playoffs. And we have today RS versus XTRUDE. This is the quarterfinals in the playoffs. Winners progress to the semifinals, losers get eliminated. Game 1 belongs to XTRUDE, as you can see at the top. And we will go ahead to game 1 this time. And Random actually picks up a Orb of Venom very early in the game. They do have a static link, so potentially a core into an Earth Spike core into static link would steal them a lot of damage. It is a 5v4 though, so I'm not too sure whether they want to fight this.
The battle begins.
And they will protect the rune for Superstar, and they will get that one. And looks like Nat's just gonna sit there to make sure Zeus gets the rune as well. And Zeus will be able to pick up the rune, and he's actually rushing a border. If I'm one of the supports and I see this, I'm going to be just waiting here, especially considering you're the Dire. But nope, none of them are actually. Lion has actually spotted it, I think, hopefully, because with this leader item means your Zeus is rushing a border, and if you deny a border for a Zeus against an OD automatically wins the lane. There's no way Papadam is coming back from a border deny, and well, doesn't look like any of them are gonna try to do it. That's pretty disappointing, especially considering you have a Lion, which hits pretty okay. And a Vengeful Spirit. Remember, a Vengeful Spirit is down bottom, so just providing that extra beat of negative armor. Marcus taking a lot of magic damage from the Spirit Lance and the Poison Touch right now. Lulu able to just hits pretty well, so it's just gonna try to push him away, and Marcus is losing a lot of health right now. And Random as well, just exchanging right clicks with Lulu. So it will be a 2-1-2. I'm not too sure whether that's going to work out too well for him. I don't actually think they need to worry too much. They should probably send HyperX down bottom. She's not going to struggle against Nat. Nat isn't going to do too much against She either. And She himself should be able to just zone Nat out anyway. Probably not zone him out too much, but we'll be able to do something about it. And the amount of magic burst also prevents X from creep cutting or anything. This is probably not the right way to do it. Yeah, that's probably very expected. I mean, you are going up against a... Oh, so Papadar takes a lot of damage from this. Don't think he will be able to do much about it, but... And Vengeful Spirit will steal the bounty rune. I'm not too sure whether Papadim's going to rotate down bottom. Oh, they have a ward, so they are going to spot the fact that it has been stolen away. One thing about the C region is I know this, actually only the EU region loves to do it, is that the Dire, especially on the support, would love to, especially when they see the mid heroes starting up with Soul Leader items, would like to come here and just snipe the courier. I notice the Americans don't do it, the C region doesn't do it too. I don't cast in China, so I wouldn't know. I do watch a little bit of program, but I don't see them doing it a lot. Marcus gets burst down really low. Spirit Lance still actually Spirit Lance not available. No mana. The fissure will connect, but on the wrong side. And he will be able to walk away with a self. Not too sure. Oh, he's self, but the poison touch you remove it. Level 1. Yeah, level 1 poison touch. It's not even level 3 yet, so. Marcus will come back in. No magic missile. The magic missile into that might have actually killed him. It's not have enough. Okay, they does have enough for the fissure right now. Now we'll see how this goes. So far, Axe doing actually pretty well, getting a sufficient amount of farm, and Zeus getting zoned out as expected. And now it looks like this may be first blood. Marcus gets really low. Korra for the extra 40 armor, and it looks like he's going to be able to stay alive. Now Random becomes a secondary target. It's trying to focus him, diving him down, but not going to be able to get a kill. Backing away, and down mid, Zeus up spike connects, but Superstar not able to follow up. Not going for the border, very, very surprisingly. Papadam will be able to pick up a full border as well, so that's going to be beneficial for him. And Superstar just rotating down to the bottom, only to find out that there will be no rune there. And he's gonna have to go back to base. He's gonna stay, and that's gonna be dangerous. 175. Not enough, but very close. And there you go. Down bottom, first blood. Razor goes down, surprising. Okay, there was a gank. Shin coming up right here. And a South actually coming up. X getting a kill on the Dazzle down bottom, and now turns on Juana. Actually pops a regeneration rune and will be able to immediately chase down. Trying to chase Marcus down right now. He's gonna dive down a little bit. Core coming in, a TP coming in from the Vengeful Spirit as well. Okay, that's a little bit weird, but the Spirit Lance will be able to secure a kill. Magic Missile being thrown out, but I'm really not too sure what he's going to be able to do to a Phantom Lancer. Not exactly playing out the Fissure connects, but nope, not able to be follow up. Not level 6 yet. Otherwise, one skill might be sufficient. He does not have the mana actually. He has like 26 mana right now. Oh, Astral Imprisonment really just screwing with him very, very badly as of now. And the cover comes in again, and Zeus is out of mana. 1 mana actually. Out of 65. And he will be able to pick up a Soul Ring. Very, very important item to fight up against Superstar. He does have enough gold for the border. Is he going to go for the border? I'm very interested to find out why he isn't going for the border. Superstar isn't going to try to challenge for the rune, surprisingly. He would actually do pretty good, and Lulu now will go down. So Marcus gets 1 kill off deck. Will be 2 for 2 so far. And up. will have a stun on Marcus, trying to focus him down, gets really low, but nope, no one will be able to get in range to finish him off. I'm really surprised actually the OD is not doing well. And the X trying to work towards a Blink Dagger, very likely. And so pretty much less aggressive game compared to the last one. I'm still very surprised. He's probably gonna rush a force staff right away, or not gonna do anything about. No ward still, and HyperX is interested to try to get a gank. Oh, he's gonna come in here. The cover comes in. Earth Spike available. The Hex comes in first actually, and the Earth Spike now connects. Ultimate being thrown out, trying to get a kill Superstar, but Superstar will be the one that gets a kill on him. The Magic Missile coming in just in time. And the Fissure may be expanded to... No, not gonna try to do it. Maybe, yes, no, maybe, yes, no. Not gonna do it actually. I think the Fissure would actually be sufficient to kill him. Oh no, actually only 175. That's not gonna be enough. Razor goes down up top. How is Razor dying to a Tidehunter? Did he expand Ravage? Oh yes, he did. How is Razor so under level? I don't get how a Razor can lose to a Tidehunter. Trying to burst Superstar down. Papadon gets really deep but not able to do so. And with the ward drop down, he may have a much better advantage over the Superstar right now. Just having the vision to be able to throw his spells out instead of expanding the Lightning Bolt to not get anything. And we'll bottle full, and they're potentially going to get another kill right now. And we'll drop deck and scout it out. It will start de-warding.
Good of you.
With a little bit of aggression, looking up on the top, Marcus is just arresting the wall. Juana. Well, Juana doing actually pretty well so far, leading the last hit chart. Surprisingly, Tidehunter leading the last hit up top. And I'm honestly pretty confused as to how Tidehunter can own the lane so well. Right now they're trying to get a kill right there. Superstar will not be able to get that kill. And X comes in right now, trying to finish off Random, but Papadam in danger. The Earth Spike will connect on him, trying to get a few more right clicks off, not gonna be sufficient. The Fissure will connect, he gets really low, and the first skill, Lightning Strike, Archer Lightning will be able to finish him off. And Dazzle gets a kill on bench. What? Wait, was Vengeful Spirit so low? I didn't realize Vengeful Spirit was so low, but they do get the kill on Vengeful Spirit as well. And the ward really paying off right there. Just able to see the rotations and positions themselves well. And I'm still very surprised as to how Razor lost the lane so badly to a Tidehunter. Especially considering Tidehunter is a melee hero, and I know melee heroes one-on-one with Tidehunter is pretty bad. But a ranged hero like Razor, I'm not too sure how he lost. He only got ganked once, which is why I'm very surprised that he has lost his lane so badly. Ah, that's a triple stack right there for the Tidehunter to clear. Marcus getting really close to his Blink Dagger, and that's one of the utility items he really need to be able to start impacting the game. Otherwise he's pretty much, I wouldn't say insignificant, but really very weak. But Blink Dagger out on Tidehunter, so Tidehunter obviously doing much better. Level 9 compared to the level 7. Almost 8 on Marcus. And of course obviously the Razor isn't doing anywhere as good as the Phantom Lancer is, and that's a big problem. Phantom Lancer saves up 2,000 gold. And Marcus now turning on Juana, and the core does connect. The Fissure comes in as well. He gets really low. The core not going to be able to get that kill. Juana will be able to secure the kill on Marcus. And He's able to go away from that. And Zeus gets another kill. Triple dive right there. No, Ravage actually expanded to get the kill on Superstar. A little bit overkill probably. But I think they're more than happy. This early in the game, you won't be expecting too much team fight, especially considering how passive both teams have been. So the idea of course is to just secure as much space as possible. And that's exactly what Hwana is planning to do. He has purchased something. And it will be a Boots of Trevor. First item, Boots of Trevor. Not unseen. Especially when you don't plan to take too much team fights. Just going around and farming in general. Split pushing and farming in general. The first item, Boots of Trevor, is a pretty good item. You guys get an invisibility rune, but not exactly something very, very key. And he's probably maybe able to turn around and get something from Random, and where the Spirit Lance comes in, Doppelganger being used out, Random doesn't even try to escape. The ultimate being thrown out to secure 2 kills. Right there. And a double KS, and they will get right now. And Superstar drops down the Astro Imprisonment on Shin, and not going to have enough mana for the... I don't think that's even enough to kill him. He doesn't exactly have much item. Astro Imprisonment drop down again. More mana being stolen. Some Alliance coming in right now. The core comes in a little bit too late. Shin manages to blink away. Actually, Nat is the one that managed to blink away. Shin gets really, really low, and the hammer is dropped down. Nat gets burst down this time, but hexed up, but immediately cancelled. Another Astro Imprisonment coming up. Marcus ready for the core. Will not be able to get a core. The blink will be able to get away, and Nat will walk away from that. And that's the problem with the Astro Imprisonment on anyone with a Blink Dagger. We'll just be able to blink away from that. And 4 stuff is coming up for Superstar.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's
The only good
tower
thing I
is
can
under
say
attack.
is that I think Zeus isn't building into... Oh, he actually is building into a Eel Scepter. I was thinking he wasn't building into any INT item, but he does have pretty low intelligence. As you can see, he has like 46, and Dazzle has 44. I believe Superstar naturally has 66 right now, and now Nat comes in, and every time he steals, he gets a pretty decent amount. Now 79 gets 14, I believe. 13. Oh, did they patch him? I actually thought it was 14, but it's 13 damage, and as you can see, he stole like 4 just now. He drops the hammer. I felt he could have dropped the hammer much earlier, especially on Shin. Shin isn't exactly very high anti. 25, that makes it worse. And Tidehunter is 33, pretty high, but once you get stolen, you're not going to be able to do much. And even Phantom Lancer isn't too high as well. And how much is the damage calculation? For every missing INT, you multiply it by 8. So for about 10, 15, you do about 20.
Dire's bottom tower.
Looks like we'll have a rotation. A Blink Dagger and the Ravage is available. Potential fight coming up very, very quickly. Blink and Ravage will catch on 2. The swap being used to save the Lion, surprisingly. OD comes in. The Zeus ultimate being thrown out. Will kill off the 2 supports. OD TPing in. May not be the best choice right now. Axe coming in, and the core on 3. Immediately finishing off the Dazzle. And right now, potentially getting a dunk on Zeus as well. The slow will connect on him. But the Zeus does have this like speed up. Astro Imprisonment not exactly at the very right time. Now Axe has to run. And he gets burst down really low. Hammer available in 6 seconds. Very sadly, he will be able to get the kill on the Zeus. The Blink Dagger goes forward, and the ankle smash connects on 2, finishing them off as well.
You smell worse than Gonka.
So it will be a 2 for 4. They do manage to get the Zeus this time though, but I don't think he's leading the net worth chart at all. I won't get too much gold out of that because it's Tidehunter, and the Phantom Lancer wasn't even involved. Phantom Lancer is still farming. He's not even going for the Diffuser Blade. He's going for a casual Yasha, maybe into an SNY, maybe into a Mantle Star. Considering the free farm he had, I was actually just build into a Radiant straight away. That will help the push a lot. Mechanism not even completed on the Razor. That's how bad he's doing. He's really having a very, very sad game right now. And TP up top. They're looking to take that top tower. And Echo Slam still available. Though Shin is very far away from his Blink Dagger though. Papa down with the Eel Scepter right now, and we'll just continue to push this lane up. And up top, Superstar TP's in to try to fight Hwana. Invisibility Rune being expanded by Hwana as well. Getting up a little bit of... Oh, actually he's not going to make use of Invisibility Rune. I'm not too sure whether he sees X here. I don't think they see each other. He's going to be able to TP away. And he TP's down to the bottom lane. He's going to just start pushing the bottom lane out right now. And we'll see this closing in on the tower. Just doing a lot of damage now. And a deny will come out on the mid tower, so they will lose a little bit of gold right there. Just try to even things up a little bit, but the Phantom Lancer is just 3,000 gold net worth ahead. That's not really doing too well. 10,000 gold lead, 17 minutes into the game, and then about an 8,000 experience lead. So this game is pretty much secured for XTRUDE. They just need to make sure they don't throw it. And a fissure, waiting for a fissure. Nope, no fissure. Wait, where's the fissure? Marcus comes in with the core but does not get it. The fissure now connects defensively. Shows out a little bit of magic burst. OD coming in from the back though. And it's only 2, but they don't see the Tidehunter coming in. The Force Staff comes in. The Ravage connects on 2 only actually this time. They do manage to get the Marcus ultimate being thrown up. Immediately bursts down. Superstar Earth Spike connects on 3. Finger given to the Dazzle. To the Zeus actually, sorry. But it will keep himself alive, and it will be 3 for nothing, and maybe even 4 right now. Tidehunter is just going down to the tower. Magic Missile being used to try to keep himself alive. Eel Scepter throwing himself at the wrong time, but the Agnes Smash will still finish the kill. 4 for nothing. 18 to 6 in favor of XTRUDE right now. We'll take a T2 as well, and potentially a T1 up top. And that is a big swing. The fissure connects on far away. This could turn into a team wipe right here. She gets really low. Still trying to stay alive right now, and he will go down to the Earthshakers and chant on them. There's a team wipe, indirect team wipe. They will take the T2, and the T1 top will go down to Hwaneo as well on top. And a TP coming in from X. He needs to get a very good core if he plans to get anything done. That's a pretty big wave of creeps as well. So he needs to jump in the core. Oh, immediately gets stunned. The core only connecting on Shin. A massive TP coming in from the random right now. Gets started on Shin, but once again starts out. Earth Spike connects on 2. Shin still alive, getting a little bit of tacker. He will go down though. An ultimate. No, it's not an ultimate. Blink Dagger being used. So it will be a 1 for nothing. X gets really low and will be able to walk away from that. He really needs to get his Blade Mail really quickly just to return the amount of burst damage that Zeus is doing to him. And potentially be much more effective right now. Every time he goes in, Zeus just bursts him down. Once he gets his Blink Dagger though, Zeus is going to be killing himself very quickly. And double stack for Nat to clear. And Mechanism and Force Staff available, so we have to Blink Force Staff. He's not going for the Refresher. He knows it's not going to be a good item. Simply because of the ability of Superstar to just steal his INT, and usually with a double damage, Nat is very reliant on the INT intelligence to be sufficient, and losing 1 or 2 intelligence is usually not even good. Usually level 16 you have Refresher Hope, you're gonna need like a Drums, and maybe even a Shiba's got to have sufficient mana to properly throw out the double Ravage and some other spells. So getting 13 intelligence stolen is very bad. 13 intelligence translates to about 200 mana, I believe. Let me do the math. It's 13 intelligence per 13 mana per intelligence, so it's actually 170 mana, 169 I think. Yeah, 169 mana. And that translates to half a gush. Or at level 3 on the Ravage, that's like half the mana. It's 325. Yes, 325. and that's pretty big. And if you get extra imprisonment twice, which cools down really quickly as well, you could potentially get that off twice in a fight. Are they going to go for a smoke gang? Nope, no smokes available. Surprisingly, these teams don't use a lot of smokes. We usually see tournament games played out with a lot of smokes, and they don't exactly love using them. I think we only saw like 2 or 3 smokes the last game, and that's the whole game from both teams. But right now, XTRUDE don't require the smoke, I guess. Usually you smoke to take the risk to get an advantage, and they have a secured advantage right now, and they could play on the more passive side. They may lose the tower to another D9 right here, and the tower actually be killed by the catapult. Funnily, Lulu gets here, the core this time connects on 2. This could be pretty good. The video connects. Ultimate hammer drop down. Lulu gets pressed down really low, but they will be forced to back away, and he's gonna just TP away. And 2 ultimates, actually 1 ultimate expanded, and not gonna be able to get a kill on anything right there. So right now, 18,000 gold lead on one side towards XTRUDE, and a 15,000 experience lead. So they are in the cruising seat right now, and all they need to do is just not throw this game. And as you can see, that's exactly what they're doing. They're playing very defensively, very passively, waiting for RS to just engage on them, and for them to just turn around. And Diffuser Blade, oh no, actually Manta Star completed for 1-0, and going for the Diffuser Blade. And he's just TPing between the top and bottom lane. He's not even joining fights, he's just TPing between both lanes, getting a lot of push. And every time they take a team fight or they take a defensive team fight, he just push. And that's what happens when you pick up a very early Boots of Trevor. As you can see, he does complete his Diffuser Blade right now. He's going to be able to be push a little bit quicker, and of course start fighting in team fights much more efficiently. And he will pop the haste rune right now. And the smoke finally, the smoke will come up right now for XTRUDE. And let's see how they get this. Ravage is up and available, Echo Slam is up and available too. They may walk into 2 right here, and they will see 2. Oh, he blinks to the wrong direction sadly, and they are going to only be able to get 1 out of this. And they're trying to kill the Vengeful Spirit, just trying to focus him down. Ultimate being thrown out by the Zeus, not going to be able to get a kill surprisingly. Oh my god, Tidehunter is going to dive right into this, and he's going to take a lot of damage, but the Grave will keep him alive. He gets low. Astral Imprisonment being thrown out. Sanity Eclipse not available for another 25 seconds. The core this time only connects on 1. Marcus says burst down. Ravage now throws up, catches all 3 actually. Actually not all 3, just catches 3. Echo Slam come in, this time on all 4, and that is a correct kill. They will burst the Outroad Devourer down. The Superstar will be sidelined for 50 seconds, and they can actually take another T2, maybe even both T2s. PR is pushing on the bottom. They now want to rotate top. Will not be able to do so actually. Creeps are pretty far away, and PL will take the bottom tower though. Maybe interested to build into a Radiance now. I'm not too sure. Still pretty hard to say. If you want to go team fight, then he's probably build into a Heart instead of a Radiance. He does have pretty good damage output right now with the Diffuser Blade. Diffuser Blade burns to 25. Deals the same amount of damage, so that's extra 25 damage, and he deals about 200 damage in general. The Diffuser Blade burns for physical, burns for magical, I believe. Yeah, burns for magical. And the Illusion burns for 12 damage and 12 magical damage as well, and that's just all extra damage in general being dealt. Up top, Nat actually focusing down on the T2. No one actually rotating in to try to get anything done. No smoke attempts. No one has a Blink Dagger either, so it's going to be really hard to try to catch Nat. And the ward does spot them rotating in, so he's just going to back away, and they're not going to get anything out of that as well. They do lose a lot of HP off the T2 up top. Marcus actually just gonna pick up a casual cloak. Potentially maybe Glimmer Cape. That's actually a pretty good item. Jumping in with the core. And up top now, Razor gets focused down. He's probably gonna go down very quickly. Mechanism not gonna be able to pop. He does manage to get it out. No more mana though to use the Arrow Storm, and they will back away. And looks like the team's gonna be able to just push down on this right now.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
And they will focus down on the tower. They will lose this tower. Phantom Lancer gets a solo kill down bottom.
Dire's top tower
And
has fallen.
I think they see him. How? Do they have a ward? They don't. He probably just popped himself, but the feature work on that. Marcus gets burst down. Force stuffs himself forward. Who force stuffs him? Oh, okay. Already you are. I was thinking, why would Tidehunter force stuff him?
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Well, I do have a observer ward there. It's just blocked too many wards stacking up on each other. Ravage is available though. They may and Echo Slam too, but they're not too interested to push in on this. And 1AO continues to farm up surprisingly. He's actually going for the ultimate AWP, so looks like it's going to be a Scuddy. Diffuser Blade and Scuddy, that's pretty interesting. And it's a late diffuser blade as well. It's not an early diffuser blade where you would build an early diffuser blade and then just say that okay, I got a diffuser blade, it's running out of charges, I can sell it and get a Scuddy because it slows. I'm just not too sure why he got a late diffuser blade and now he's going for, it looks like he's going for a Scuddy. Questionable, but he's in the lead, so I don't think it really matters. He's actually in a fairly comfortable lead. And they want 1AO to go to the Roshan pit. And 1AO is just not giving a damn about what they want. He's just gonna farm. He's actually just gonna clean up the whole jungle. They're not gonna be able to take the Roshan though. They need 1AO to be there to... I don't actually think he can take the Roshan. A lot of his damage comes from his illusion. And he's just saying, fuck you guys, I'm TPing top. He doesn't even care. And to be fair, I don't think he can actually take Roshan right now. A lot of his damage comes from the illusion, as I've mentioned. And illusions don't last and work on Roshan either. He's probably gonna need a heart or once he gets his Scuddy, he's probably going to be able to take Roshan. Just with the extra damage and hit points just to tank things up a little bit. Oh, see, he will complete the Scuddy. And will be an Aya Scuddy and a diffuser, but does it actually stack? I don't think it stacks. And we do have a team fight going up top right now. Zeus Ultimate being thrown out. Ravage already expanded as well, and they will finish off the Lion this time. And Razor just being extremely ineffective throughout the game. BKB out and available this time on Ultra Devourer. And I still don't think they can fight. They need the Eclipse to go off, but he needs to start throwing up some Astral Imprisonments. They still have Echo Slam though. Visibility Room being expanded right there. And Spirit Lance being thrown out. Diffuser Blade used on Defense from Spirit will be able to burst him down, and X goes in, but there's really nothing much he can do. And now it turns around. Up Spike to prevent 1AO from finishing off Superstar. Looks like they're going to be losing a full lane of Rex right here. They're going for the T4 straight away.
Dire's top barracks are under attack. Dire's top barracks.
They're actually going for the T4. Actually, only Lulu is going for the T4. And right now, Sanity Eclipse being dropped up, does no damage except to Lulu. BKB being popped up, but Superstar getting focused out really quickly. And the Echo Slam comes in, finishes off the Lion off, and now he goes down as well. And that's a full team wipe. Not a full team wipe. Axe and Vengeful has not respawned yet. No GG's being caught yet, but this game is definitely over think it's like a 30,000 gold lead right now, sitting at 25,000 experience. The swap being used on the axe, taking a little bit of damage. Core being brought him down really, really low. He's actually within threshold. Is he 16 level? No, he's only 11. Not within threshold yet.
Tower is under attack.
And GG is now being caught by Superstar. They will take 2 games and it will be 2-0 to XTRUDE. They will proceed in the tournament. And congratulations to XTRUDE. They will proceed to the tournament and I believe they will play White Hand Gaming next week. And congratulations to them. Once again, you are watching the UGC Dota 2 League Season 4 Asia Iron Playoffs. My name is BouNcYToufU. You can find me on Twitter, YouTube, Twitch TV, and Facebook. All go by the same name. If any tournaments you'd like me to cut, you can contact me at BouNcYToufU@gmail.com. I will see you next Sunday for another playoff week. And goodbye.